Tony Tone Show on Vintage Sound 93.1 FM. She's on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline right now. Attorney Gloria Allred, who's representing several women accusing Bill Cosby of sexual misconduct over the years. Gloria, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you, Tony?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for taking the time this morning. I appreciate
Sure.
it. So I guess I kind of want to start with, and you've probably been asked about this already, but since he just sent it out yesterday or the day before, Kanye West on Twitter kind of went a little wild and sent something out declaring that he thinks Bill Cosby is innocent. Any reaction to that from you?
Well, Kanye West and Bill Cosby have something in common. Do you know what that is?
No.
They've both been sued by me. And we were successful in resolving that for our client, the one against Kanye West. It was settled just about a week before the trial was to begin. Mm-hmm. So you can actually see a photo online of my client and Kanye West shaking hands. But now we have a case against Mr. Cosby. I, of course, represent Judy Huth, who alleges that she was 15 years old when she became the victim of Mr. Cosby at the Playboy Mansion. We're seriously litigating that case. We took Mr. Cosby's deposition in October. In our case, now we filed a motion to compel a second deposition of Mr. Cosby, to which he objected. His attorneys have opposed it, that is. But the court ordered that we should be permitted to take a second deposition of Mr. Cosby, and we are now scheduled to do that later in February. Of course, in the civil case that we filed against Mr. West, we also took his deposition. So, they have me in common. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and don't take this the wrong way, Gloria, but you're kind of intimidating. So
I certainly hope so.
Yeah,
because I am a vigorous advocate for my clients. We want to equalize the power. Mm-hmm. Often we're going up against rich, powerful, famous celebrities that have large fan bases. And they have, often a great deal of money to spend on attorneys. Mr. Cosby has hired a law firm with 700 attorneys.
Wow.
And apparently he feels he needs 700 attorneys to fight one woman, my client, Judy Huth. But in any event, we're used to these kinds of battles. We like the battle. We want to win justice for our client. And so for Mr. Cosby, I'm not sure if that's Kanye West's tweet or not, but if it is, well, I think that Mr. West is in the minority of supporters of Mr. Cosby.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like with all the different accusations against Bill Cosby, it's hard to deny him. So, but a question that keeps getting asked when I told people that you were going to be on the show, Gloria, so many people are wondering, and again, this isn't meant as any disrespect to your client or anybody, any of the other accusers, but did they wait so long out of fear because this is a famous person? Is that kind of how it goes?
Well, I represent 29 accusers, although only one in a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So there are many, many different reasons. But I'll just speak in general for some for some of the accusers, they were in fear that they would never be believed mm-hmm. against the denial of a rich, powerful, famous, well-respected father figure of a man, Mr. Cosby. And as a matter of fact, one can understand that because even though 40 or 50 women now have come forward, there's still some people who won't believe 40 or 50 women. So why would anyone think they would have believed one? Others felt threatened. Others felt ashamed. Others felt, some felt that maybe people would blame them. And of course, many of them didn't know that anyone else had had a similar experience that they had. Some people were self-blaming. They didn't know exactly what happened, and they maybe blamed themselves wrongly. So there are many, many reasons why women do not break their silence on this. On the other hand, some women did tell friends or family or coworkers at the time, but they just never went to the police. And so, but now the silence is broken, and many of them have found the courage to come forth and tell what they say is their truth.
And I think what people need to know about you, Gloria, is that you're a strong advocate for women's rights, especially in cases like this where there is someone. I mean, listen, I've done radio for almost 10 years. I haven't had anything like this happen, and I've been a law-abiding citizen. But when you're in the spotlight, it can be a little challenging. But for you have dedicated your life, personally, professionally, to being a strong advocate for women everywhere. I mean, it seems like when somebody needs to come forward, that you're sort of a strong ally for them, right?
Yes, but on the other hand, we, having practiced for 40 years, and just in the last 10 years alone, we've won hundreds of millions of dollars for victims. Many cases settle confidentially, and no one even knows that there was a case against the perpetrator of the wrong, because they're settled without any lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So, it really depends on what the client feels is best for her.
Right.
And we also represent men, of course, if they're victims. And we're there to support the achievement of our clients' goals and, to win justice for them, and as much justice as is possible under the circumstances. So, we do a lot of representing people who are sexually harassed on the job, or victims of race discrimination, or sexual orientation, or AIDS discrimination, or age, or child sexual abuse. And so, we understand what it is to go up against the powerful, and it's our job to equalize the power and help our clients, if perhaps to have a voice, mm-hmm. Even if it's in a court of law or just in a confidential settlement discussion, and to win compensation for the wrong. After all, when you think about it, who should bear the cost of the wrong? Should it be the wrongdoer or the victim? We're believers that it's the victim who should be compensated for the wrong that they have been forced to suffer, and the wrongdoer should pay the cost of the wrong.
I absolutely agree. My last question, Gloria, is what's the end game for Mr. Cosby, for Bill Cosby? Do you want him to go to jail? And I know this is a weird question, but is it to get him to serve time for all these crimes? Is it to settle? What would you like to see happen? I know you probably can't get into it too much, but
well, for the criminal case, I would hope that a jury can decide his guilt or innocence in the criminal case. Mm-hmm. In the civil case, really what we want is justice, and what we want is accountability. And so that's why my client, Judy Huth, who is very courageous, is proceeding with this lawsuit. And, we're looking forward to the judge setting a trial date, and he may do that later in March.
Well, I hope that the second deposition later this month, that you get to do that and that it proceeds. And, again, your client having the courage to be put in the spotlight, because, again, this is a very famous person, like you said, and everybody.
Yeah, very famous. And I might add, my client has not done any interviews, does not plan to do any interviews. She is just, she is just a woman who is proceeding with a civil lawsuit. We have a longer period of time in California to proceed with such a lawsuit, because we're alleging that she was a victim of child sexual abuse. And adult survivors of child sexual abuse in California, if they can meet certain requirements, do have a longer period of time to proceed with the lawsuit. So she's going to look forward to achieving the best possible result in a trial in a civil case.
And hopefully that'll happen. Listen, Gloria, I know you're busy. I want to thank you for the time. Good luck with the case, and thank you for being an advocate for women everywhere. You really, you made a lifetime. Your work is it speaks for itself, the stuff that you've done. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Anyone who wants to reach me can look at my webpage, gloriaallred.com.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.